gamers and gamettes to this RGL.GG wildcard week 2 match going on between the upstart Flow and Space Force. I'm Alto, joined at my side by Zag and Witness tonight for extra analysis, and Dolphin behind the camera as always. Witness, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Zag?
I'm good. I'm really looking forward to seeing these two teams, clash tonight on these 3 maps we got.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a best of 3, unlike last week, on Product, Swiftwater, and Upward in that order. Zag, you want to read us off the team, pick ban? You got that up?
Yep. With the first ban, the Flow is banned Steel. The Space Force then banned Lakeside, and then they picked Product. After that, the Flow picked Swiftwater, which is the map they were victorious on last week. The Flow then banned Borneo, and the Force rounded out with the tiebreaker Upward.
Yeah, and the Force, having been the 4th seed in this season, are going to come in with the upper seed advantage. I think Steel being a pretty good ban from the Flow. They do have some roster changes from what they played in the regular season, and beyond that, Steel can be a pretty difficult map to really kind of get into and learn, really, for a team that has largely a lot of players playing in Invite for their first time. Lakeside ban from the Force, somewhat interesting. I would have leaned towards banning Swiftwater after seeing what the Flow did against Fast Forward the week before, but other than that, yeah, the rest of the maps are as seen. Product coming in for Space Force, a pretty neutral map where they can try to exert what they believe is their DM advantage. Flow taking Swiftwater, obviously, after their good round on it, or good match on it last week, and then Flow choosing to ban Borneo, with Upward being our last map here. So, Witness and Zach, you guys want to read us off teams?
Sure, I'll start with Space Force. On Scout, we have Fuzzy. On Soldier, we have Dreadnought. On Pyro, we have Joey. Demo Man, we have Gong. Heavy, we have Octa. Engineer, we have Sigafu. Medic, we have Spotlight R. Sniper, we have Cinder. And Spy, we have Feint.
And yeah, just some heads up, some alternate aliases here. Gong, the Demo Man on Space Force, used to go by Seer of Shadows. So Seer may be a call you'll hear during this, and Cinder, Space Force Sniper, may also be called a Zoe. So Witness, do you want to read us off the Flow?
Yeah, I'd love to. So on the Flow, we got on Scout, we got Rebel. And on Soldier, we do have a ringer coming in. Daffodil was on Fast Forward, now playing for the Flow. On Pyro, I believe we have CA Core, but I saw Pyrus playing in the pregame, so I'm pretty sure they have Pyro for this match, little series. We got Waxy on the demo class. Blue 99 is on Heavy. Kimura on Enchi. They got Silo Hunter on Med, Gert on Sniper, and the Cool Dog on Spy.
Yeah, Gert and Cool Dog, with those ringers we saw last week, who had really good performances. This time, Daff swapping out with Dongus. And while we do have 18 in server, so we should be getting underway pretty soon. Witness, do you want to give us some just analysis on these teams and what you saw kind of in their pre-games that you think might be relevant?
Yeah,
see what was going on right now?
Yeah, thanks. So what was going on? I mostly saw what was going on the Flow side of things. They did a little half of Upward and Product against the Empire. And I saw, like, the Flow combo looked to take a lot of ground pretty often, so from some pretty weird angles. Usually on mids, they like to pack up behind rock, and then go hard on the left side of point. Or I'm sorry, actually on the Dogbread side of point. Just try to let Blue do a little bit of damage, make some space for Waxy, and they try to catch out teams like either playing on point or who might be trying to like test their heavy. In terms of like Ubers, I was kind of concerned with what I saw out of the Flow's Uber game. Their post Ubers were pretty interesting. They would go in and actually lose 3 or 4 players, and then just kind of back out and die and not really get anything out of it. So I think we really got to watch out for how the Flow plays around their Uber in this series. It might just be like the biggest breaking point on what goes on for that team.
Yeah, it should be very interesting to see how that plays out on Product, as well as we have seen the Flow on Product back in week 1, where they had some close rounds against Fast Forward, but ultimately weren't able to pull out any more than one, and how they've kind of progressed, gotten better, and learned to play better as a combo may, again, be kind of that very critical point here. Zag, anything you want to throw up?
Yeah,
I guess.
I was watching a Space Forces pregame, and they were pregaming K&D, very strong team. And both these teams do come out, While they both have made it this far in playoffs, they both were on the lower end of the invite table this season. So there are going to be a lot of issues coming through with these teams as they try their best to fix those up and make sure they can get wins. So I'm really just interested to see which team can get together and pull together the best gameplay here.
Yeah, should be something very interesting to see. So I guess we should just look at maybe some players that we expect to go, to be pretty impactful here. I'm personally looking at the snipers right now on product, the snipers, and then Gong or Seer on Space Force, as I believe that product is really such a sniper-focused map that whichever team sniper is able to come out, have a good game, and exert dominance is really going to set the tone for them. And then there's a very vast difference of experience between Seer and Waxy, the demo on the flow, and if Seer's able to kind of leverage that and really, get a lot of damage out, again, help Zoe in controlling the flow of the game, no pun intended, then I think that Space Force should be able to take this.
Yeah, and I'm really looking at the returning ringers from the flow. Gert and Kulong in this pick class is trying to make a high impact on these maps. Product, very important pick class map. Really want to see what they can get done, as the teams are starting to ready up here.
Yeah, and it looks like we should be getting live pretty soon. I do have word that the teams are live, so in another couple seconds we should be going. Anyway, boys, let's get some predictions going.
I think we're gonna see Space Force come out and win Lakeside.
Product?
And yeah, product.
Let's just keep product predictions right now. What's the round score?
I think it's going to be
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, I think 3-1 sounds about right.
3-1 for Space Force?
Yeah.
All right, I can feel that. I too am in the boat of Space Force winning product, as looks like we will be going live, although I'm not sure whether that'll be a 3-1 or a 3-2. Zach, you want to cover this mid?
Sure. Alright, so what both teams are going to look to do is get aggressive on the midpoint of their Demoman Scout. Whoever gets the most damage down to the enemy Demoman, probably they're going to make the call to go in very aggressively. Both demos are out here with Waxy, on top of the rock, now trying to get spam out. Oh, fast bomb incoming from Dreadnought. He does pick off Silo Hunter. Good, very great bomb coming in from him. Counter bomb in, it manages to pick off the sniper, but not much else. With this medic advantage, looks like Space Force is going to safely take mid here.
Yeah, we did see a couple players on Space Force going down, so actually Flo has the numbers advantage now with Octa getting sniped out most crucially. But no, Faint's going to come in from behind, take out Blue 99 and Gert, following up on his earlier backstab of Waxy. So after Dread takes out the medic, we see Faint coming in, cleaning up the rest of those high-value classes, and Space Force is going to take this mid with a pretty commanding victory.
Yeah, Daffodil's rebomb was unfortunately not enough to make up for Faint completely destroying his team. Cinder, very good snipe on Rebel. It's going to delay the flank, the flank pressure, and it looks like Space Force are now setting up with a very standard pocket hold. Right now, what the Flow needs to look to do is they need to look to get Zoe off of this rock here. If they pressure him back, then they're able to walk the dome at a pocket and maybe take control of this point, force out this Uber.
Sack coming in from Daff, they're not going to find any damage onto Spotlight. Joey hitting those reflex levels, hitting him up to the bridges. He's going to get slowly taken out by Octa on Cliff. We do have Cool Dog crossing behind right now, so he's going to look to try to get in position for something, but Rebel's going to start to edge. Gert wins the SBS here, taking down Zoe.
Faint's going to trade him back.
Oh, he does. Gets the sniper right back out, but no sniper.
The Uber comes out here from Space Force. It's a very good force out for them, as long as they get as long as the Flow can get their medic out. Right now, they do get forced out by the Pyro Sack coming from Joey. That's very good from Joey there to get that forced out.
Yeah.
Waxy tried to bomb in just to get something, from the remnants of that Uber, but it didn't get too much, and Space Force safely holding on at this point. And it looks like we have a pause.
Yeah, that Uber actually...
It was like between a minute and a half. It was like somewhere around the minute and a half. And at that point, they really need to get pressure here. The unpause does come in, and we're going to see what they do here.
Yeah, it looks like there's about a minute 45 left on the clock right now, ticking down to 139, 138, and we're going from there. Gert going to get taken out by Faint, so no sniper is going to hurt, pushing back in. Faint having a really good half so far, doubling the score of anyone else in the server.
Does get taken out.
Yeah, Blue finally catches him and denies anything else from happening.
Yeah, so here comes the dry pressure forward here. They're trying to really get down and trade. Kulak, good stab onto Octa. That's going to free up a lot of space for the scout down there to walk forward without getting chipped. And right now they're getting a lot of edge time down. This mini needs to die for Rebel to chase this demo though. Not going to happen. They are going to get this recap down on this very successful dry push.
Yeah, good on them to really just kind of go in off of only that heavy pick and just, force Space Force out of there. Ubers are going to be about even, and Seer getting headshot out by Gert, having respawned.
Spotlight has very low protection in this pocket right now, just Joey. He does take about 100 damage and does get out of pocket. So this will be about even Uber exchange coming up with the flow on defense here.
Yeah, and Zoe taking out Blue 99 again,
Great
the
way to
heavy
start.
pick. Hopefully gonna open up the point for
Watch
Space
for Feint
Force.
on
The
the
Uber
spotlight
comes
here.
out.
Gets air blasted, and the Uber does come out traded.
Yeah, now Silo doesn't have anyone else to Uber in with. Waxy's gonna meet up with him for the tail end of this, and there should be a better
Joey
Uber on
denying
the red
this.
side. But yeah, good job to kind of force that off. Waxy's gonna get taken out by Sigapu's Frontier Justice as Gert, Pyrus, and Kumura all going down on the backside of this Dread, finally coming off the coup de grace onto Silo Hunter, taking him out and Rebel, still staying alive on Cliff. So a very, very convincing repush back in for Space Force.
As Winners pointed out in pregame, the flows post-Uber there looked really suspect. Like, they should have had the better Uber, as you said, but they really didn't have anyone to group up at the end, take that remaining charge in to kind of defend the point. And Space Force do get a very convincing recapture here.
And yeah, I mean, not too much you could have said for Silo Hunter. He was kind of alone, and while I think Pyrus chased Feint out during that Uber a little too far, you know, he could have maybe forced back Seer a little bit. The rest of that Uber was pretty well played. Again, though, Joey showing up big again with that Uber deny as we're now under 30 seconds remaining for Space Force. The pressure is going to be on the flow to come back in here, and they really don't have any ground at all. Feint taking out Gert again, really just going to stall any kind of openings. Zoe taking out Rebel as well, eliminating that major edging threat. Blue finally taking out Feint.
Cool
With
luck
only
trying to
10
take the
seconds
teleporter,
left.
but it didn't work. And this Uber is going to come out just for the defense.
Oh, there goes
Silo Hunter
Spotlight.
doesn't have Uber.
Yeah, Spotlight getting
snipe
skyboxed.
onto Silo Hunter. Great denies from everyone here. And that's just a very convincing round taken by Space Force.
Yeah, and I feel like Feint is kind of the main... There's a bunch of problems going on right now with the flow, but I feel like Feint is your major one. You just need Pyrus and Blue, who's really sitting at the bottom, only 2 points right now, to really kind of start getting a little more aware of Feint's timings, being able to catch him out and prevent, you know, his sniper from just getting bodied, because that's what's happening.
Early
Gert
bomb
not able
again
to play
from
the game.
Dreadnought. 2 rockets on the Silo Hunter again. Great bomb by him. Hits everything he needs to, and that should be another good point. But Gert snipes Spotlight R from China into pocket. So this fight's kind of, you know, no medics. This is devolving right now into DM Fest.
Yeah, numbers though, it looks like are in the favor
Great snipe
of...
from Cinder.
Really good coming out. Coolbuck's gonna butter knife Feint. Octa though
Gert
on
trading
rock,
back.
take out 2 before Gert able to
Revenge
take him
crits
down.
for Sigafu.
And yeah, Joey's gonna end up finishing off Gert. And it looks like
Cool
Space
dog,
Force will
cool
come in
dog.
on this. Cool dog, oh,
One.
he's gonna take out Joey, gets 1.
Oh,
Gonna hit the
Cool Dog.
headshot!
Cool Dog is the last
Zoe.
bastion defending this point.
And it looks like the Flow are gonna get their respawns, come back in. Their med went down first, so the heals will be back in slightly faster, but they're not able to cap.
Whichever Doman gets more spam off here. Another bomb from Dread, but it gets reflected by Pyrus. Great deny
Yeah,
there.
Silo Hunter hitting a really good surf to fly away from that. The heal's not in the fight right now. Feint maybe looking to find him in main, but it looks like the Flow will come down with this mid after a pretty long and extended mid fight, which both medics went down, but a Spotlight went down again at the end there, meaning that there's going to be near full ad for Silo Hunter right now, and the Flow finally have a shot to, you know, maybe put a good chunk of time out of this clock.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Waxy's repush there. He got so much damage back on that just allowed them to really take that point. Great job from Pyrus denying that bomb to saving the medic. Bomb in from Gong and Dreadnought to try to get this Uber out. Ooh, crouching the dispenser. Silo Hunter manages to keep... Wait, why force then? He was safe.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, that's
He probably
tilting me.
popped because Feint was right on top of the dispenser looking at him.
Got you. Might have been afraid of that revolver
Maybe.
body shot. I don't know that, or he wasn't sure if Dread was going to go down when he did, or maybe gotten that last, you know, Hail Mary rocket off.
It was a really good start to that, you know, bomb. You know, their medic was safe in the dispenser. They denied as well as they could, but really they just, you know, didn't trust themselves. And that Uber just get forced out. Space Force now looking to get aggressive.
Yeah, we will see Space Force attempting to get some point presence. There is Fuzzy trying to edge this cap. Feint taking out Gert means no sniper. Like to see them get a little bit aggro, but Sigafu and Fuzzy are both very hurt, so no one able to
Uber
edge.
out here from Space Force looking to just make space on the point. Feint will get taken down. So it looks like this Uber will be able to force them off, but there's not enough damage down onto the flow. They're going to repush here. The Heavy's still on Cliff, but the snipe on a Pyrus from Cinder is going to really just end any hope of a defense they had.
Yeah,
but now
Silo
they're
Hunter
trying to get
getting
aggressive.
out. Yeah, Silo Hunter getting out, sitting on 90%.
Yeah, their medic wasn't with them. Waxy's very hurt now.
We will see this Uber leapfrog kind of come into place that we so often see on product. He's at 100 right now, and it looks like him and Waxy are going to go soon. Feint getting in position behind to maybe take out Gert, dropping
The
off
Heavies
to
are
China.
both sniped, so there's no cleanup in this fight.
Will go down as the Uber gets popped out, so no sniper on red, although Pyrus is doing a good job starting to cap. Gonna get a flash at the last moment to save himself from a pipe. He's in super deep, he's gonna take out Seer. No demo man, as Spotlight gets taken out by Cool
He's
Dog
still
on the
going.
back end.
He's gonna get taken out. Very interesting fight there because Rebel, the flow scout, did get taken out really early, so it's really hard to get cleanup on that. So you know, as pseudo scout, they run their pyro in them, and it does get a lot of kills. They do manage to retake this point. Good bomb in at the end there from Daffodil, has managed to kill off Gert. So
Very important
kill
too
off
that
Cinder.
yeah, very
So the
important
medic
too that
is safe.
Spotlight went down, meaning that there is going to be ad now for the flow. About 50% actually. Spotlight not building for a while after spawning. It looks like 8 seconds or so. As Kimura gonna get taken out by Feint. No engineer means that mini once it goes down.
Snipe onto Gert from Cinder. The Force just looking to dry push here. They want to force out the flow's Uber. You know, make them defend this point.
Yeah, Silent about to come up.
Bombing!
Dreadnought coming in right at 98. Gonna take out Silent
It's
Hunter.
unfortunate.
And a beautiful bomb as Space Force is going to come down with this point, add back into their favor. And another second or two for Silo Hunter would have been really what you like to have seen there. See how that Uber would have come out. Maybe they'd be tying this, but
That bomb comes off the back of the engineer going down, so there's no mini sentry to deny him. Pyrus wasn't playing close enough to reflect any of those rockets, so you know, while there could have been a lot done to get their medic that last 2%, but you know, it wasn't. So Space Force does retake this point, and now they have a full Uber advantage. As another dry push looks to come in, the sack does
Daft
not
gonna
work. They're just looking to
miss
get
his
point pressure.
bomb, gonna jump right back out. Bulldog on China right now is gonna be called out. Octa looking for him. Blue very aggro up in caution, caution.
Great
yeah,
damage from
gonna
Seer
die.
there to take out Blue 99, and this push really should be ended.
Yeah, Fuzzy gonna take out Rebel 2 with
Watch out,
that
Feint.
bleed. I think that was a cleaver. Feint, yep, gonna take out Gert as Bulldog goes down again. Silo
Cinder
Hunter
on
getting
Silo
sniped
Hunter.
out. Looks like that was from probably just on the point. It looks like maybe that was
Yeah,
Box's side.
He shot him all the way down into the base of cliff. He was looking to retreat there, but again, that aggression, that push should have been ended a long while before it really was. And they do lose their medic again. Now it's truly a full Uber disadvantage, and they really do need to get presence on this point. Feint gets Silo Hunter spawn camped, and Cinder does kill Waxy, so that's no medic again, no demo man to sack. This round is looking very hard. Bulldog does get a consolation frag onto Seer though. So we really have to see what the flow can do to get some of his time back.
Yeah, they're about to be even in time, and Spotlight's still sitting pretty on 100% Uber. They need to get something in to pressure him, force that out. Rebel being so low means that there won't be any edging to be had right now.
Feint's on Gert, gonna get the kill. No sniper again.
I honestly feel like for Gert right now, it's time to put on the Razorback because he is not being protected as we come into another pause. It would have.
There's no there's no spreading of the point, and there's no flank collapsing in, trying to cut off. And actually, we're alive here. I'm gonna let Alto take it back, and I'll just jump right back to that.
Yeah, and I believe we're right at about 45 seconds left for Space Force. Although with the pause coming in and stopping that, the Uber will get forced out. Actually, not sure.
It was a good
what
bomb from
did that. Was it okay?
Daffodil.
All right, I must have missed that right as the pause was coming undone. But they will force that there.
Seer bombing into the spawn, picking off Gert.
Oh,
It's a funny play, but not having your demo man for the last Bastion defense is.
Yeah, this
a bit
definitely
worrying.
gives the flow an opportunity as Silo Hunter does have Uber
Oh,
now.
great
Wax
sniping
gonna get
Cinder
dropped.
on Waxy.
Dav
on the
coming in
cliff.
deep though, gonna get taken out before he can finish off Silo Hunter. Rebel now taking
And
his
coming in
turn
hot.
gonna get
Oh, he
completely
misses.
just skyboxed off of that mini sentry and the air blasts.
This should just
Sigafu
get
with those
repushed.
crits taking
Yeah.
out Pirates.
It's just Blue 99.
And they're not even gonna be able to come down with the point. Feint coming in to take out Silo Hunter on the back end of this. And as I believe we are in overtime right now, or at least very close to it. Gert
The
just
point's
gonna
about
get
to be uncapped in
bodies
this
trying
round
to come
is-
in on the 1v7. And we are up 2-0 for Space Force.
Yeah, as I was saying there, you watch the flow push here. You're gonna see them try to take this push on mid, and it's gonna be a very linear, pick a side, go. There's not gonna be anyone spreading the point. Not gonna be any bombs. So let's see how this plays out right now.
Speaking of bombs, I want to see if Dreadnought goes for another aggressive bomb. Fuzzy with the ball kill.
That's the Rap Assassin
That's
ball.
the Assassin.
Gonna
Dread
take-
trying to get a trade back. He's not able to get the medic, but they are forced back pretty far behind house now. The flow, and with that space that Dreadnought's made, Space Force are going to walk forward onto this point.
Bulldog gonna get caught coming in as well, so nothing much for him happening there. And we do see, the flow just kind of being forced to give this up. Gert's gonna go down, eats a scorch shot on his way out, and gets taken out with some extra damage coming in from Octa and Fuzzy. Want to point out, I had the stats pulled up for those first 2 rounds during that pause, and Fuzzy was sitting on a 12-1 right now, with 8 assists for a 20.0 KDA. Just not ever dying, being really smart about how he's edging that point, getting in there, always providing flank presence. Not too many positive things to say about the KDs on the flow right now.
Yeah,
as Rebel
Bulldog
and
not able to
Bulldog-
get that stab. The important stat though is that Fuzzy got the ball kill. Gert does snipe out Cinder here, so that's a pick that they can really pressure now. The flow they really need to get forward. Daffodil goes down to Sigafu's mini sentry though, so no bomb will be able to come in. Right now they're just trying to walk across Dogbread, really try to force this Uber.
Yeah, they will get it. Silo Hunter taking a little bit of damage coming in, but Waxy's gonna get dropped. Too many chefs in the kitchen. Silo Hunter kiting back from Joey will go down, but he does, I believe, take out Waxy before he does. So the Flow not able to get too much cap time
on the
in
cleanup.
this. Yeah, Feint coming in, getting Rebel right as Dreadnought does get traded out. So a bunch of numbers down on both sides.
Sigfu's walking his revenge crits. He's a one-man army. He's still going.
He's still going. Can he get it? No, Silo gonna kite it out. He was able to connect one
Gert got a
more.
bit of revenge on Feint there with a quick scope headshot, so that's gonna really, you know, they really, the Flow does need to get pressure on this point again. They're a minute and a half down, you know, for what seems like the third time in a row. And with those picks, they're looking to get aggressive. Blue 99 on Dogbread is gonna get targeted out by Gong here. Does need to heal up. This is just a spam trade going on right now between Dreadnought, Seer, on that Space Force side.
Yeah, Blue's had a couple of deaths on caution, and it just feels like his team is not playing up with his pushes, whether it's on his, you know, his end or theirs. But Sigurd and Dreadnought going down at the same time, gonna finish up this point. Silo Hunter getting forced.
They need to
here,
get this
it looks
medic
like.
here.
And but yeah, Joey doing a great job of just stuffing the Silo Hunter. They are
Spotlight does get low.
Yeah, Spotlight will get forced out here. Seer
Great
going in
headshot.
with the sack, gonna be forced out. It looks like by Blue. Probably not long for this world. No, looks like he may get out. The last rocket, it does. The last rocket lands from Dreadnought to take him out, and the Space Force, excuse me, gonna come right back in with a very quick recap.
Cool Dog.
But yeah, Cool Dog
Takes
taking out
onto
that.
Space Force's combo members. This is going to be an immediate dry push now. Coming
Cinder
in from
going
the
down
Flow
as
here.
well. Dav coming in with the bomb. Not sure where he is. I guess that might have just been a spam rocket right now as he's in connector. Yeah, it looks like he got him right on concrete. And the Flow now going to again be that minute and a half down, but they will be sitting
Bomb
on a
in
slight
from
Uber
Dreadnought.
edge. Oh, hits
That's
him
a double
right
Kumori
in.
and Silo Hunter.
Yeah, really needed Pyrus to be reflecting those rockets there, just not able to come up with it, unfortunately. And yeah, that's now going to be full ad in the favor of Space Force. And with this little time left, you're going to need some kind of hero play onto Spotlight if they really want to have a shot at taking a round back on product.
Yeah, and that's kind of like an unexpected bomb from Dread because his medic got out, you know. They think, you know, they're just going to wait for Uber and repush this, but that bomb does catch the Flow off guard, so it's going to be a repush in as Feint does get another pick. Cinder with another pick, and this point will get easily recaptured, and their medic has a full Uber advantage to boot coming up for this last minute.
Yeah, Cinder getting 3 kills in pretty short order there with a bunch of others going down as well. Silo Hunter only sitting on 30% right now, will have an Uber by the time this ends, but Fate gonna take Daff out with a pretty wild stab. I think the Butter Knife would have killed him anyway, just putting the style points on. Might escape as well. He has the jukes, it looks like. He is back on concrete, and he's
Gert
not
with the snipe onto Cinder, very important here. They need the Flow need to get pressure here, and they need to force this Uber out of Spotlight R very quickly. It doesn't look like they will get the Uber in time for the round to end, but they probably don't want to wait that long.
Feint in on Cliff. Can he take out Blue? Blue does not know. He's gonna take him out. Not able to find anyone else.
Here's the
but
Uber.
Gert
They
going
need to get
down
their
as
medic
well.
out. They absolutely. Oh, great pipe from Gong onto Silo Hunter. Takes down that enemy medic, and with no Uber, no heals, this point's looking to just get defended.
Yeah, we see Waxy on it right now, trying his best to do whatever he can to stop this, but with a heavy end sniper looking at him, he's gonna be forced out. Kumora gets taken out by that revenge crit. Dread with a huge bomb into main will go down. There is some cap time left, but there's so many numbers down on the Flow's side right now that if they're just not able to get in, Silo Hunter will eventually go down. Now, yeah, we'll burn out. I think that was an after the round kill. So, not going in on the stats, but a very, very dominant performance out of Space Force on product.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with how they took their fights. They made sure to collapse on the right targets. They hit their shots when they needed to. And the Flow really just kind of looked lost with how to take these Koth fights, you know? It didn't look like their post-Ubers were good. Didn't look like their approaches were that good. And, you know, a dominant 3-0, once again, has come in for Space Force on this first map.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know where to start, honestly. I mean, so I guess I can kind of start with, like, just the general combo play from the Flow. I'm not sure if we saw it in a Dolphin cam or not, but any time you would see the Flow kind of push the point, right? They would always start the same way, walk out a cliff, off a cliff, onto Dogbread, and it was pretty much like a coin flip on whether or not it'd be a good push. I got no one tried to pressure like either up, over, or make alternate angles of pressure, and I think credit the Space Force here to just kind of like knowing how to stuff that kind of push, and they got punished for it severely. Like anytime they tried pushing on that Dogbread side, it was just a collapse every time. And like in terms of the combo too, Blue needs to step up, man. He either has to find a way to keep his combo nice and protected, or he has to change the way he's approaching like his fights on heavy. I feel like anytime I kind of saw him, he wasn't really with his team, or his team wasn't with him. It was a total desynced mess. I just really hope that on this next map, I think we're going to Swiftwater, that Blue can find some ways to really support his team.
Because yeah,
Be
that is kind of the silver lining, right? Is that you think, all right, well, this was the only cop, and yeah, you lost it, but this was one of Space
Space
Force's
Force's
maps
map
anyway,
pick.
and now you do have that benefit of going onto Swiftwater, which is the Flow's map. They did have a good showing on it last week, where they had some very, very good plays on it, and it's just the Flow we're seeing right now, unfortunately, does not look like the Flow that we saw last week.
most
Yeah,
definitely.
if we can pull up the stats here, I really do want to give all the credit to Fuzzy here for a 17-3 KDA, dying 3 times on Scout in those 3 rounds, 1 death a round. Did a great job cleaning up and collapsing on the damage being done by Gong and Dreadnought.
Tied deaths with his med too, which is always pretty impressive. Because Spotlight had a pretty good game, really. I think he had a couple deaths in that first round, but after that, just really stepped it up and never really found himself anywhere out of the ordinary. It does look like damage numbers here are going to be a little messed up due to the pauses. At least they are on our end. Seer did have a good half. I don't think he had an 800 DPM good half. So a little difficult to tell the kind of objective damage numbers there as the pause log mod took out.
Wouldn't be
More
surprised if
time
Fate
than
actually had
necessary.
800 damage though.
Yeah, no, definitely. Feint absolutely went on a tear. 22 and 13 on Spy, 19 of those being backstabs, 8 kills onto Gert, 5 on the heavy, 2 on the med. Just he top fragged overall, right ahead of Zoe, who we were thinking of, has had some hit or miss performances in the past, but if he can keep up this the performance he had on product into Swiftwater, I think things are looking up for Space Force.
Most definitely. I think definitely for Swiftwater, some of the main keys that if Flo wants to walk away from this and force a map 3 is they really got to learn to contain those pick classes. You cannot let Feint or Zoe go off any more of this map. You got to put your foot down and say, okay, this is where we draw the line. We have to adapt the Feint, not let him get in our combo, not let Cinder get in, and just try to support Gert and the LES as much as you can if I'm on the Flow side. You got to be able to sync those pushes and keep a strong dynamic on the point on a map like Swiftwater, where I think having those dynamic pushes in transition and just keeping your team going nice and strong is definitely super important. And finally, like the Flow just have to keep their head in the game, man. Mentally being ready to bounce back from a loss like that is going to I think it's going to show me how they bounce back if they're a playoff worthy team for invite. How you bounce back from a loss like that means so much to the players on your team, and I think it defines your roster so much, especially in a division like invite where everything is so competitive. It's just gonna have to be a big uphill battle from here because of a hard loss, but they got to come back to show Space Force, hey, we're here to play.
Yeah,
And on the upside, we saw that last week too, right? They did take that first round
I was
loss.
literally just gonna say, speaking of bouncing back, we saw the Flow really do that on this map last week. And as for keeping the pick classes in check, like you were saying, they definitely did a very good job of doing that last week, especially on second their tunnel hold, not letting that sniper get in there. So it is going to be an uphill battle for the Flow here, but I feel like they've been here before and on this exact playground too. So if they can do it right now, then it really just solidifies what they did last week.
And yeah, kind of segueing off of that, mention about the flank and the tunnel hold is that really the only bright spot on product for the Flow was Rebel pulling a 16 and 13, only member of his team going positive right here. And we saw that him and Dongus last week had such great coordination with Cool Dog in tunnel and, on fourth, able to, either both on offense and defense, able to get really good flank pushes going, applying pressure to other sides of the map that we just didn't see on we didn't see on product. I don't know if that's Daft kind of throwing off the mojo they found with Dongus, or just Fuzzy and Dread being a better flank than what Fast Forward is able to put against them. But I really think that that's who I'm looking for right now to kind of maybe be the spark plug for the Flow. That and Cool Dog, who we saw last week, have those such key picks, always being in there, getting some really crazy plays in order to help open up spaces for his team. And if he's able to do that again, and the flank's able to, kind of find their mojo, get their mojo back, and put up an even fight against the flank on Space Force, then I think it's going to spell good things for them.
Yeah, and despite Cool Dog only have 11 frags, half of Feint's last map, Again, a lot of his frags were super high impact. We saw him winning entire mid fights for his team on multiple occasions last map, and he is used to Swiftwater, as we saw last week. So he really, he has the ability to turn it up here. And I think we got to watch out for him to be really dangerous on this map.
Yeah, I got a message from him earlier actually saying to not look at him at all on
Ooh.
product. I think as he was expecting. Hopefully, and I'm hopeful that that's kind of representative of the fact that maybe the flow just knew that product really wasn't their strong suit, especially against the what I would say better DM on Space Force. So if that was true, then if they kind of came, you don't want to go into a map necessarily thinking, oh yeah, we're going to lose this and trying. But if you go into it saying, all right, this really isn't our map, and then it ends up not being your map, you were right. You're probably not going to be that tilted about it and saying, okay, well, we are the lower seed. We kind of have to take that one map hit before now we can get onto our map, maybe get some momentum back, and then take that into Upward, which is another payload map, which I think is going to play to the flow's strengths more
Yeah,
so
and
than a cop map would have.
Yeah, and to be fair, the point about them, being maybe a bit on tilt or not feeling it after that last map, they probably do have a lot more confidence on this map, so they might be thinking that that's the team morale chant right now. As we did this last week on this exact same map, they're probably really happy about being here instead of product. I'm not sure if they did end up scrimming product, but I do know that they scrimmed a lot of payload.
Yeah, and again, although what is important too is that now you have all these positive vibes going like, all right, we're back on Swiftwater. Here's the map we're good on. You want to see a good half come out of them here too, right? It does look like they will be starting on. Looks like they'll be starting on defense. So you want to see, you want to see that good second hold come in. Maybe we saw them have a really long third hold against Fast Forward that they probably didn't deserve to have, but grabbed it back out of Fast Forward's hands, held them for even longer. And if you can see that come out, then that's going to give them so much more confidence going into the offensive half. And I do think it's good that they're starting on defense because it's my belief that starting on defense and pushing your own time tends to be a little bit better, although that tends to be a bit of a match-specific thing.
Yeah, I do definitely think their mindset will be improved here, as we do have 18 in the server. We're waiting for the ready ups to come in.
Anyway, Witness, do you want to give us some final thoughts on Swiftwater and what you're looking for really out of the... I guess I'd say what you're looking for from both teams, but more so for what the Flow can do to kind of bring this series back?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think I kind of brought it to us in like the Flow's key to the games, man. I think it's going to be a hard mental game for the Flow. Just kind of in general, I think I'm really looking for like dynamics from point to point. Swiftwater is definitely one of those points where if you can find steam, like even from first, like if you can find a strong dynamic and get good picks and really get your team going from like out of tunnel onto point, and then from there you're just gonna go from point to point, you're gonna have a lot of success because you don't got to deal with like the NG getting set up, and you don't have to deal with like having an Uber exchange on the gun, and then just kind of just keep playing off that momentum really well. So I think the team that can play off like just kind of off the transition and just keep the ball rolling really, really strong is going to be the team that walks away from this.
And yeah, first thing I'm looking for though is maybe some bush traps.
Bush traps.
Classic bush traps. They fell for it last week. Maybe they turn it to their own. Looks like Waxy went for the same traps he used last week. Didn't see those really being successful. I want to see if he plays on the roof like he did last week. Because honestly, I can't see much reason to do that. But I guess it's a stat pattern. There's really not that much punishment. He does look to play on the roof this time.
He had some pretty sick air pipes onto Daffodil last week, actually, and one of those bombs hit him once and then kind of circled him around, hit him again. I see some mention that Spotlight is on crits in the chat, although that does seem to be a bait right now. Definitely something always to look for, though, as that crits can be super powerful pushing into second.
Daffodil's going to do a water bomb. Watch it. Here he goes.
Wait, that sticky trap was actually good this time. Ooh, great air pipe from Waxy there. Does pop up Gong into the skybox. He will go down here.
Oh,
Does
Daff,
not get the
though,
kill.
right before Daff goes down, he pops up Cinder above the fence, and Gert was waiting to headshot him out of midair. Cinder saying, oh my god,
Great
chat
team
with
play,
the
honestly.
period. Yeah, definitely calculated by the Flow, and if that's a sign of things to come, I'm looking for some more crazy shenanigans to go on here. It does look like the Flow is going to back out of tunnel pretty early, though. Cool Dog is still in
He
first.
probably wants to go for a scopic to Lake Heart like they did so well last week. That or go for the medic drop here.
Yeah,
looks like he misses
he...
his chance. He's just going to be calling for the combo entrance stopper.
Yeah, I really did like what they did last week, where they had their flank kind of sit in house and go after those card pushers just to extend that clock by 20, 30 seconds maybe. And we saw Fast Forward kind of take that bait, not helping out Wax on cart. Joey coming in very quickly, looking to sack. more players coming in as well. Silo Hunter holding in that passive position as the sack doesn't get anything, but did see how fast forward.
They reopened the shutter for Cinder on the sniper, just pick off Pyrus. That's a very big pick. We'll have to see if the teleporter is up to get him back up there before the push comes in. It looks like it is. So now it's really race against time to see if they can get a Pyre to deny this Uber push. The cart also has not been really pushed up that far. Tunnel Squad has come back in for the flow, and they have to wait for that to come up as well before they can push.
Yeah, Uber's gonna get popped out actually. No real advantages here, but Pyra's gonna get kind of forced back.
Joey gets dropped.
Will go down. But yeah, he gets dropped, but there's not too much else going on as the Space Force are just going to have to kind of back out, not able to get too much. Cinder's still on that gate,
Gert gets
in there.
stabbed out, so now tunnel is pretty open. Cool Dog dying as well, so that cart will get pushed up very far, very early.
We also saw Kimura have a very good performance on this Wrangled gun right now. He's going to try to win the Wrangler fight against Sigafu's Mini. Does that as Feint is getting in behind.
He's going to be looking to sap this gun.
Yeah, something Spoo kind of ignored for a bit. As
It looks like they're going to go for a sap, and Dreadnought's going to peek from side tunnel to rocket it.
Yep, Feint coming in.
Not.
There's the sap right now.
He will get the gun, though.
Ooh. No, he doesn't.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Waiting underneath, and the gun does get saved and takes out Joey again. No pyro for the for Space Force coming in. That gun lived with 1 HP off of Kimura saving it.
Yeah, Cinder though gonna take out Blue 99 in upper, so no heavy, and more importantly, Silo Hunter has no one to heal, so he's gonna need to peek into a more kind of vulnerable position right now, where some spam might connect onto him as they wait. Both teams are gonna be coming up on Uber pretty soon. Our Space Force already having. But man, that's Cool Dog play. There's just an ice sculpture floating in midair from where he stabbed.
Something interesting happening is Joey and Zoe have rotated back into tunnel now. They're looking to just get presence on cart. Probably want to snipe Kimura off that gun, seeing as how he's so good defending it from spies. He does get sniped by Gert, taking him low, so that peak's going to be delayed. They're really just waiting for an entry pick here, it looks like, with all these rotations. Cool Dog does get killed, so Tunnel Squad is pretty empty right now.
Yeah, we do see that Spotlight has Uber, and I might expect a push to go on soon, just to see if they can find anything. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, just a bit of stalemating right now as Cinder in
here,
tunnel.
He's looking for Kimura's gun.
He gets the shot onto the gun. There's the sap coming out of Feint.
It does go down. Good coordination as the Uber comes in at the exact same time.
Yeah, but here's Pirates doing a really good job of stuffing it. Really no inroads at all into that upper apartment area.
Feint's
Fuzzy's going to go down to level 1. Cinder, though, hits the shot onto Rebel.
What a good shot.
Really good shot, and there's Cool Dog on him. Going to hit the Ambi headshot, taking out the sniper with his own...
Silent Hunter just got killed through the gate by the Heavy.
No, Silent Hunter got caught lower.
Yeah, he got caught lower.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so he got all the way in, and I guess that's some shade from Pyrus, as the Heavy really should not have made it in through that door. Spotlight, though, it does look like went down as well, so it must have just been a dry push, actually. Both might have missed that. And
Silent Hunter stabbed on 2.
Blue and Silo, and what was going to be even Ubers is now going to be a very big ad in the favor of Space Force, though. Spotlight in tunnel right now.
Feint doesn't die either, so he can get a sap on this gun when they're ready.
Yeah, they just need to get everyone in there all at once. Like, it's so important. Like, once you get through that shutter as a team, you are committed. You got to get in there, get that gun out.
Going in. Can he get it? No, he will get the sap right now, and the gun's going to go down. Good spam as everyone on Space Force is in tunnel right now. Dread's the only person in upper, and they have a lot on cart. Octa doing a good job of just shoving this thing up, and we see Silo Hunter really only in spawn right now, and it looks like they're going to have to give up second. So really good plays out of, I guess that was who's the Heavy there, Octa, to come in and take out Silo Hunter. But yeah, 4 minutes and 30 seconds though, still a pretty solid time for second. Definitely something that the Flow can't be too upset about.
Yeah, and Waxy took a delayed death there when he really should have, just like suicide binded or killed himself earlier, because now there's no spam coming in to, clear space. The Heavy just gets sniped, Gert gets stabbed, and this third point is already being attacked by Space Force. Another snipe onto Pyrus, but Rebel does come in the back and he kills Spotlight, so that's going to be no medic. It looks like the Flow will evacuate to 4th here with even Ubers.
Yeah, it looks like that. Cool Dog is up top, though. Maybe looking to find something to know. The point is going to get capped, and Cool Dog is blending in.
They have to know.
He's going to take Seer. He does it again. The Madman, and thankfully for the Flow, we did see Kimura already on 4th while that third push was going on. But thanks to Rebel's flank, they are going to have full Uber at right about now. 85%
Daft doesn't
adder,
see this Pyro. He's going to lose his conch before he even shoots with it. That's very big.
Yeah, there's Rebel gonna be getting out right now, but Wax getting sniped out by Cinder, so even though the Uber is here, it may get forced
bomb
out.
in.
Silo Hunter gonna pop at just 3 HP. Really good bomb at a Dreadnought right there.
Here.
Yeah,
he missed the stab again.
Oh,
he gets more killed with his own sentry rocket though.
Yeah, it's still though, he's going to be on that somewhat shorter respawn that Swiftwater 4th defense has, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to actually get in on that gun.
Rebel taking
Spotlight,
a fight with Sigafu
yeah.
does die.
Octa going to get sniped out too, so is Seer going down. Dread coming with a bomb.
Look at
gonna
that
get denied by
surf
the gun.
Surfed onto the ramp so he didn't die of fall damage.
Yeah, really smart there. The Spotlight though did survive and is going to have about a 35% Uber ad. So we should see a push coming out of them soon. Sigafu wrangling this mini from the far side
Faint's
of the yard.
looking for the gun again, it looks like. They really want to try to get this. On the medic!
Oh, he ignores the gun, takes the bigger frag, and this is now the dominoes are starting to fall for Space Force right now. They're getting a lot of card time. They have control of this ledge. Pyrus barely going to escape with his life until last. Kumura on even less health than he is, as Cool Dog gets taken out as well. And after a 4.5 minute second hold that was pretty well, things have quickly gone downhill, 6.5 through third.
And full
And
advantage
Spotlight.
from Space Force here. They're already getting into
Yeah.
right lobby.
Yeah, Dreadnought already kind of making some space right there. Faint's going to get his bicycle caught off. Looks like he's going to be
He'll
seen again. No, he gets
Hello?
out the window. He's so sneaky, but the Uber comes
Look at
out
Cold
right
blocking
now.
it!
Really good on him
Bulldog
to block
stood
that,
there.
and he's going to end up saving Silent Hunter's life as Seer wasn't able to land the
Bomb
pipe
in
he needed to.
from
Oh.
Dreadnought into the top of the house does pick up that frag that they left behind. And all those picks are going to cause this card to get pushed really far.
Yeah, Pyrus is going to
99.
drop down but fall in the pit. Unfortunate, as we saw Blue 99 getting piped out as well. Octa and Spotlight coming in, going to drop down on their own now, and they're going to cap this, and it's going to be about a 7:20 time. Which after that second push, you've got to be really happy about if you're Space
That's what I was
Force.
talking about the pregame, man. It's all in like the dynamics of the push. Like after they got through that second hold, they just got everyone in on that cart path through main, and they just kind of kept rolling the entire way. Kind of had a small stumble on third, or on fourth rather. Excuse me. It didn't matter too much though. They got in, played their Uber well, got the gun down, and pushed.
Yeah, it seemed like they were really looking for the dream second hold as they had last week. They wanted to commit to it as hard as possible. But then their combo got spawn camped by Faint, and then their players took delayed death, so they weren't able to hold third. They got snowball on fourth because of a pick by Faint. Faint really doing a lot of work this game as well.
Mission begins in 30
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
yeah.
huge.
Fate is. He's kind of my MVP right now, honestly. I kind of want him to sign my knife after the game or something like that, honestly. I don't know if he charges
What do you
that or
mean?
not.
Fuzzy's got 43 points.
Oh,
They're not
you
card
know
points. He's
what?
fragging. Everyone is a frag.
He has 43 kills right now.
You know
He
what?
does not have 43 kills right now, I can
Fuzzy
tell you that.
can, he can sign my scattergun. And you can sign my
Yeah, Fuzzy
minigun
does not have
also.
43 kills, he has 4.
Wait, I thought ping was kills.
No one
Look at
actually
Zoe
cracking
with
10 right
that.
now.
Look at this. Look at him.
Yeah, I'm not
He
sure
stood
what.
in the house looking for a quick scope. That's
Going for the
funny
cheese
as heck.
site, yeah. Cool Dog, though, gonna get taken out, it looks like. Maybe going for something,
yeah, 1 HP
in the
here.
back. Yeah, 1 HP in a dream, really, just sitting here, trying to survive. Gonna be good, it looks like, as no real shenanigans happening on first right now. So, Dread, though, gonna find him. Can he hit the rocket? Looks like he's not. Him and Fuzzy in-house. Fuzzy's gonna go down. Dread now kind of caught out. May find a frag. Daft bombing him from behind is gonna take him out. So, little petty, but no, Red got forced. What happened there? I have no idea, but Spotlight got forced in upper. I don't
That's
know if
really
that
big
was...
for the flow here, and we didn't talk about it much because we were talking around. But an 8-minute time is definitely doable, and not having an Uber to defend second is going to really help the flow to really get in there. They need to get card time, and then they have a full Uber ad to push in with. So we're going to see
Faint
what they can
in
do here.
water, though, might be looking to find that drop. Still hasn't moved yet, but if I'm the flow, I just go right now. You know Silent Hunter doesn't have that Uber. He's sitting on 40%. You want to get in there as soon as possible. Faint, getting closer to being in position. Still might be going for a telecamp, actually. But I
Does
don't know what
Pyrus
the flow
have
are
a
waiting
vlog
for.
here? Why is that sacking? There's nothing to sack for.
He's probably just trying to
Ooh.
get damage early.
Oh,
Blue
but
Knight- no,
there's
he's sacking for
blue.
distraction for Blue to walk in to mulch everyone. That's such a good play. I think we saw something like it last week, but that just wipes the combo.
Yeah, and there comes the Uber coming out now. Faint not able to find anything. Pyrus in below. Gonna be chasing out, getting onto Spotlight. Can he take him out? He will get the burn damage, and Spotlight is down. No tunnel pressure right now as
Yeah,
Fuzzy
big
is
issue is
slowly...
the card isn't getting pushed.
Fuzzy is slowly sniping out a mini sentry from max range. Will finally take it out, but there's a ton of players
Watch out, this
in
guy
already.
from behind on Waxy. It's gonna kill
Yeah,
him.
gonna
The
take
Domain's
him
not there to
out.
spawn camp.
Octa almost getting taken out, but unfortunately for the flow will survive. But Rebel and Kumura
Look
are
at Silent
back on
Hunter
this
burning
card.
in the corner. They know where he is. He's dead, and he just gets sniped out by Cinder.
Oh, tragic. And now that's going to be Ubered back in the favor of
Pyrus
Space
in
Force.
over the top kills the Gong.
Why is
Looks to
Gong
do for more.
in there? Interesting.
Not sure, but Octa sitting on this cart will not let it get capped, and after such a great play, I don't know what made Spotlight forces Uber still.
Daft
But-
killed Dreadnought in the stairwell, so that's another pick coming in.
Yeah, and good sticky spam coming
Cool
out
dog
of
spy
Waxy
capping.
right now. Ooh, can he get it? No, not yet. He's gonna, no, almost thought he was gonna escape, but he does not. Blue, though, back up and upper, and we saw some good play from him out here before. It looks,
It looks like the
not
flow
gonna
are
be anything, but
really contentious. Keep sacking in here. They do,
They're just
hit the
feeding
brakes.
Octa, man. They're just
Yeah,
giving
they-
Octa a buffet right now. He's on
Yeah.
a
you only have
7K.
5 minutes left, though, and you don't want to let that card start rolling back. But yeah, Spotlight almost up on Uber. Maybe you see some kind of sack. Yeah, Daft coming in, gets in, takes out Spotlight. No one else to protect him there. No Pyro. And we're going to see Seer and Octa go down in short order as well, all from different sources. Like, you know, Daft, I believe,
Cool
was
Dog's
taking
on this
out
gun.
Seer there. But here
They
comes
do
Joey.
sap
Can he
it.
find anything?
Faint
No.
2 kills Gurt and Waxy. That's very big at stopping this push. The gun doesn't get killed by Cool Dog either, so the flow really at a standstill here.
Yeah, that looked so good for them after Daft came in and got 2 kills, but Feint evens it out. Silo Hunter and Daft now trying to maybe push in through upper, but just cannot get this, and the cart has rolled back a significant amount all the way up that little hill, and things are not looking good for the flow here.
Yeah, they
No,
made the
Feint
crucial.
took out Silo Hunter!
Yeah,
And
things
upper,
really
he's
aren't
been waiting
looking
for
good.
so long at that gate, and he finally gets in and takes him out, and just one tragedy after another for the flow, it feels like.
Yeah, they made the crucial mistake of not, helping their cart pushers, get that presence. When the combo is doing so well and they're pushing in so much pressure. If they ignore the cart, the flanks calls to help them on that cart, that's not going to get capped. The defense will get respawns and the players will get picked off, and then they kind of got into like a cycle of feed, really.
Yeah, cycle of feed is definitely one way to describe this game. Silo Hunter sitting on 40%, Spotlight back at 100.
Cool,
Feels
like going for the same
Spotlight-
play as last week. He gets the pyro out of it.
Yeah. Somehow managed to find him there, but what was I gonna say? We did lose Gurt on the other side.
Dropped!
Wait, Spotlight drops!
Stickies!
Spotlight has made so many grievous mistakes this half, it feels like, but his team keeps bailing him out. And I
They're
think
not
the
last
time
one on
now.
this cart, but
Yeah, the gun
3
though,
minutes
see,
is very little time for the flow to finish this.
Dread is still in second with Fuzzy hiding in the house, and I want to keep eyes on them because I do not feel like Silo Hunter is going to survive this. Cinder in the back as well on the window. Gurt snipes him out of the G
Daft
spot.
looking for the flank too. He doesn't get taken out 1v2 in the house, and they drew.
Uber's already in on second, but the gun's
This
up
is
top,
not a
and
good
Blue
fight.
doesn't see it.
Cool Dog with 2 big picks on Octa and Spotlight.
Blue's in a good
Yeah,
spot right now
just-
to get some good picks. So he's right behind. Gets out to find
The level
Zoe, too.
3's already set up though. I don't know when Sigafu got that
Blue's
up.
in the
but good on
stairwell
him.
though at spawn. He's gonna get taken out. It felt like they used that Uber. Blue could have taken out the gun at any point, but he just didn't know where it was. And now with only 2 minutes on the clock, I don't think they have time to do this.
Yeah, that gun
not
is
with the
still
gun
super
up.
threatening.
No way. It was really smart of Sigafu to get out when he did and get that gun up there.
And this half has just been a comedy of errors on both sides. It's just, I think a team who lose or get their med forced on Swiftwater second that many times would lose the point almost instantly, but for whatever reason, someone on Space Force is just able to make up for that mistake and keep it, at least a neutral situation.
It's funny because the exact same thing happened last week, but reversed it, where Flow lost their medic 2 times in a row, and they ended up winning that round. But looks like this one will be unwinnable from this point on. A minute and a half, level 3 still up. The Ubers will be even, so it's not like the Flow have an advantage coming in.
Yeah,
And-
that upper gun spot is just something you don't see as often anymore because of how easily it can be spammed out from, the big room on the side of the shutter, but just with, when you're really looking to prevent a rush coming in, it's a very good gun there because people rushing in from second aren't going to have the opportunity to get into the, the big flank room, whether you call it big room, red room, or gym, and start spamming it out. We see Blue up there right now, maybe trying to take out Dreadnought in the drop down, or Fuzzy gets a bunch of players low, but it doesn't look like he's going to get any kills, unfortunately. And with less than a minute left, yeah, this is just garbage time right now as Feint takes out Waxy in IT.
Yeah, and a lot of things went wrong, but like the moment that the Flow had a chance to really take this to Space Force and really threw it away was when they didn't help Tunnel, they didn't help the cart get pushed, they lost players 1 by 1. And that's a thing that, it's a mistake that's honestly fairly common in Highlander, just because with 9 people all trying to coordinate a push forward, your scout or your soldier asking for help with the cart kind of get drowned out or just not listened to. And, that really does just cost them any chance they had at staying in this half. Space Force will end up taking the first one, and they are now, 1/2 of payload away from advancing to the next round of playoffs.
Yeah, the Flow gonna have a tall order ahead of them, needing to basically take 2 back in a row
Reverse
and then win
sweep.
upward. Yeah, gonna have to see the reverse sweep come out pretty much. This is gonna be match point coming up for Space Force. Felt like after that second hold, you know, maybe the Flow is gonna have that there, and who knows? We know they lost the first half against Fast Forward, so we could see another one of those miracle runs coming out. But it feels like Space Force is playing better than Fast Forward was today, so whether or not that actually does end up happening remains to be seen.
I mean, they kind of lost the pot Uber for no reason. They had a lot of errors, like letting the heavy mulch them in upper. It's definitely doable. We saw this exact same scenario play out last week, and that's why I don't really want to count out the Flow fully yet. You know, so it really is, again, like I said last week. If you can fix a lot of your errors, like something as simple as, you know, helping your team push the cart through tunnel when you get a good upper push, and they do have a really good upper push on second planned. Not sure if it'll work as well twice in a row, but again, if they manage to fix these errors, they really do have a chance to come back in. You know, these teams aren't, one of them isn't completely outclassing each other. It's just we see one being a lot more consistent.
And yeah, if we want to go check out stats right now, we're going to see both demos actually topping the board with Dreadnought and Feint all tied at 14. So good all-around performances from both teams. Actually, no, excuse me. That's going to be Octa at the very top. Damage was looking at the demo man. But yeah, Octa 20 and 6 with only 189 DPM.
Huh.
So a little interesting there. Maybe some cleanup kills. Not doing the most damage, but staying alive and, you know, not
Yeah,
letting
did
the
only have
enemy
6
heavy
stats,
rush
tied his
in
medic.
to kill
Well-
his medic in second, coming up big as well.
I will say a big part of that is whenever they were cycling their spawns up in upper on offense, so the Flow just kind of kept eating like either some bad stickies or some like maybe a bad spam rocket, and Octo was just kind of there to follow up almost immediately. Kind of upsetting to see to kind of take that push the way they did, and like because Cart was just like so far back, and they just didn't really hold their ground. Like Space Force would come back to refight like ground they lost, and they'd get it back pretty easily. Like either like some good damage or like some anomaly would make them lose Silo Hunter or maybe a demo, and they just have to like fight against like a heavy and a pyro in a really bad position.
Yeah, it's just what happened is they really felt like they should have had that second point, you know, like they
Mhm.
pushed that, they captured upper, they got a couple spawn camps off, and they really felt like they had that second point on hold, but tunnel really just wasn't clear by any metric. The cart was still far back in it. They just got collapsed on by the respawns. Of course, that spawn room does not close for the defense until you cap that point, so really they just it's a simple error that really could just be remedied that will allow them to
Mhm.
take the second point a lot quicker.
Yeah, and I would say also I was kind of unimpressed by their like I don't know, like team tempo. Like I don't know, they just kind of feel like a slower team as a compared to last week, and they still feel kind of out of sync too. Like maybe it's just me, but outside of like maybe the one little Daffodil Blue play we saw in upper, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of coordination coming out of.
Yeah, the extent of their playbook right now seems to really come all in second, where they have their defense flank hold tunnel well for as long as they can, and their offense push. Which, granted, pushing Swiftwater offense on second at the apartments is probably the toughest push on this map to make work frequently, just because it's a very narrow choke you have to push through, and not a lot of ways to do it.
Felt like the old meta of pushing that was based solely on the fact that Girardi was broken, and with that being
Oh, yeah.
banned, you know, the old Girardi whip soldier sack into upper gonna find someone. Again, I'm still waiting to see a crits into upper because I think that's very smart.
The
And,
spawn count.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mission
anytime
begins.
anything that can force a medic and then build faster than that Uber is something that's very good. So we will be coming into the second half here, and any specific changes you guys want to see out of the Flow to maybe have a better half,
probably
a better time?
Better defenses, honestly. Like they were just giving up so much stuff, like for no reason on their defenses. Like feel like if they need to realize what a fight is,
Mission begins
and
in
whoever's
30
calling needs to
seconds.
make that choice clear that okay, we're down 3 or 4 on this point. We gotta get back and hold this point so we don't get steamrolled like I did last time.
Yeah, it really
They-
did seem like lack of a true main caller kind of hurt them there with their backouts.
Felt like they could have had a fourth hold going, but then Feint just came in and
Yeah.
said no thank you, and I think that's something
Mission
that, again,
begins
just
in 10
feel like
seconds.
Pyrus really has not been having that impactful of a game right now compared to Joey, who's a player who I'll admit I haven't always had the highest opinion of, because I feel like he's made some mistakes on Pyro, but
Whoa.
be it overall improvements or just his performance tonight, he's having an absolutely fantastic game. Really not making any mistakes, and doing a great job of keeping everything in the world that's trying to kill Spotlight off of his med.
Interesting play on the defense first point coming out from Space Force, where they had Dreadnought wait in the hut to really just kill the Demo Man, and then bomb and see if he can force the sniper off the log. Does work, they lose a soldier, no big deal. And we're just waiting for the card to pass last hairpin, as this could be the Flow's last round of playoffs, last round of the season, if they don't manage to, get these pushes together. We're gonna have to see what has changed here.
I think Feint's going for a med pick here.
I mean, is he ever doing anything else?
Oh, is he gonna get it? No
Oh,
way.
he's fragging everyone. Oh my god.
Oh.
Very close. He does escape somehow. Into the tree, his favorite spot.
Yeah, we
As
will
a-
see the rest of the flow just kind of move up into upper. Gerd's gonna take
I like
out
that play
Dread.
from Gert. He got very early into tunnel to kind of like defend the flank from taking position there. So that's gonna help the card get pushed up. Something that they had a harder time doing last round.
Alright.
Yeah, they're just getting that card up right now. Not too much action happening in upper. Dash gonna go down to his sticky trap, trying to get him. Blue though coming in now also. We've seen him be very aggressive up here, but no, it looks like he is gonna get taken out without being able to
Kulog's
do
knife got
anything.
melted right before he got a heavy pick. That's unfortunate.
Tragic.
Alright, so what I'm looking for out of the flow is they need to get the card in, which it looks like it is just about there. Alright, now they just gotta commit to this push. They gotta go. Like, get this gun down and just flood in. That's
Yeah,
really
Gert-
what I'm looking for here.
Gert playing in tunnel is something I definitely like to see. I feel like you can have a lot more impact there, in terms of getting like a push-winning pick than in upper, and he's gonna take out Dread.
Great snipe onto the flank. Rebel bled out, so they really needed that to make sure that tunnel got equalized.
Yeah, Fuzzy though coming back in right now, gonna be what's the word I'm looking for, dispelled by the mini that Kumura has up in there. No
Yeah.
scout zone until Dread spawns back up, but no action in upper right now.
Yeah,
Neither
the
team has
Flow's
seen Uber
combo
yet.
should look to do something, because they can't just wait around forever, bleeding time out here. Or they're waiting for maybe more cart time, maybe a cart pick like that to help them really get forward. This is very good from Kumura here, gonna sack his life to get the cart out of tunnle.
After Daff killed Fuzzy inside tunnel, I'd really
Uber
like to
upper.
see Gert come in, and
Uber,
Sigur's
get him
gonna
up,
get
get him
stabbed out. Oh, we see numbers dropping. Cinder, Gong, and Sig all down. The gun down as well. The Uber's gonna be better on the red side, but they've already dropped so many numbers. But no, Waxy and Blue both going down, and Silo Hunter's trapped in here burning, and it's not gonna be enough as frags are down everywhere.
Gert
Gert
sniped out
coming
Spotlight
in,
from side tunnel.
takes him out right as Dread avenges his medic. So there's gonna be, I want to say that was 14 players down overall.
Yeah,
But,
the spy sap that came in on the gun on defense caused the entire combo of Space Force to look at him, and the floats come pushing at the exact same time. They didn't see it, so sorry.
Yeah,
Waxy got a lot of
really good
sticky kills
distraction
there
play.
that just didn't get seen.
And now we are going to see a very slight ad on the side of Blue. Not as big as it should have been. A Silo Hunter probably has only been healing the same person. Fuzzy's going to go down. Faint as well. So a couple of flank picks being
Bit
traded.
of a
We
flank
see-
trade, yeah.
Yeah, we see this lower gun that Sigafu and Wax both used last week. Sigafu finding more success with it than Wax did.
It's
But
very
here's
because
Kumura
it's hard to
on
spam
card
from tunnel
again.
for the soldier.
The gun can't shoot him from there. They're just getting card all the way up. They force Gong to drop down. Blue in upper right now. Can he find anything? He won't actually.
Gong
but no,
gets
Gong
sniped
gets
out by
sniped. Yeah.
Gert
And Joey
Waxy
gonna
takes
get,
out Joey.
Joey gonna get taken out with stickies as well. Those shorter spawns on Blue mean that just as Silo Hunter's coming up on Uber and he's built a 20% lead over Spotlight, if they go immediately, they could get in right now.
Yeah, a big thing that we haven't really talked about is this. Oh my god.
Oh,
Cool Dog,
Lord,
the
Cool
same
Dog
the window jump
Goes
play.
in and gets out, and okay, he decloaks right in Zoe's face. Almost
But the
gets
Uber
him
does
with
come
the
out here.
ambassador.
They do need to get this gun, but once the gun is down, it should be, easy cart cap.
I
Tunnel
like this
squad rolls
Octa
in.
spot right now. He's coming post super and pop out some frag.
Yeah, hides
Yeah,
in the window.
it's a
so
very
Randy
common
Slayer
spot.
do that
so
a
it
lot.
does get seen. Look at
Unfortunately.
Sigafu in the window, it doesn't work. This cart should get capped now for the flow.
Yeah, it is rolling back, but we see
But
Dread
look,
playing aggro in tunnel.
Dread
He's
and
coming
Gong
in,
are
he's
still
on a
up. They're
9
just
streak.
walking in. They're just walking in now.
Yeah, no real inroads for Space Force on this point. Kulog's gonna tap the cart. Stop
Now
him
they're
going
gonna say
back.
we get our medic out. Now that wait, they're walking back in even though uppers had, but it doesn't matter.
Pyrus-
Dreadnought gets his 11th
Pyrus is
kill on
in.
Silo
Dreadnought's
Hunter.
doing so much.
Dreadnought got 12 kills there,
Jesus,
including the
goes all
medic.
the way around.
Crazy.
Absolute madman going to take out
The
Silo
9
Hunter
drops
and
down.
equalize that.
Does get taken out.
exact same
the
thing
flow
we saw
doing
in
the
the
exact
first
same
half.
thing. Yeah, they're just getting
they
into a cycle of
get all
feed.
the kills they need in upper, but just can't close it out. Bulldog in, not going to be able to find Spotlight this time.
Did I go back in time? We're seeing the exact same thing, man.
Yeah, it's a bit different this time though because we saw Gong and Spotlight walk up those staircases trying to just make space, make anything. Dreadnought comes in, cleans up, and they do get this orb back. Faint spawn camp Silo Hunter. That just adds insult to injury. And the Flow are just getting caught up again, the same exact thing that happened last round.
Yeah, apparently very bad history students on the side of the Flow because they're just repeating what they did last time. And it looks like we may see Waxy start heading into tunnel right now, deciding that, hey, upper is not working. We need to try something else. This would be the time I would be going crits if I'm Silo Hunter, but he is still on Uber. But the rest of them all sitting in upper. Daft gonna take out Dreadnought, preventing another 12 streak from happening. But they're all inside.
Coordinated
right
play
now.
coming side tunnel here. They just want to. What is their medic here with demo? Are they trying to spam out upper? They're looking for the gun, but the gun isn't there. It's on the ground spot. Look at this chase! Look at this chase!
Chase is coming in. Waxy's gonna get blown back. The Uber gets popped right now.
If
They're
they can
gonna
save
take
their
out Waxy.
medic, this is fine. But like, I feel like Space Force is kind of disrespecting it.
Oh no! Here comes
very
Joey
disrespectful.
getting in on Silo Hunter. Can he make it to the
Oh
shutter?
my
He
God.
can. I think going for the pack there killed him. If he had just ran to that shutter, maybe he gets out because that shutter only opens for blue.
Man,
Look at the sticky trap.
Gong.
Waxy.
Man,
Oh,
there
they
are
let
kids
him through the
watching,
upper
dude.
door. He's
There are
sticky
kids
trapping
watching
it.
this.
Cool Dog is fighting Spotlight in upper. Spotlight, I believe, is going to end up with a saw out of that as well. Just adding more Uber ad on what he already had. This is painful. Silo Hunter getting spawn camped by Fuzzy, uses the shutter to save his own life. He's going to get taken back to respawn up, not actually healing anyone. And
I really want to see people walk into this upper sticky trap that Gong got set up. I think it would be funny. But it looks like they're really just regrouping around spawn. They look like they're trying to decide where they want to go here. Cool Luck, very big pick on Spotlight. So that's no medic.
They are dying to this trap. One,
But look at this trap.
2,
Oh no!
3.
It was so close.
Oh, he died.
But
Really
no
was
medic on
close.
no medic on the Space Force side. Really gonna prompt the Flow to get aggressive here. They need something. It's been so long. They only have a minute and a half on the round timer.
yeah, I'm just going to say, I had some high hopes for this game, man. I thought this was going to be a really close game, but this is turning out to be a little disappointing. Really wish the Flow could have channeled, whatever energy they had last week to try to come up with a last-minute Spirit Bomb here, and maybe they'll pull something out. Silo's sitting on 85, and this is a full ad, thanks to Cool Dog's persistent med picks onto Spotlight.
If
Yeah.
they gotta win it, they gotta.
If
they
the
gotta
gun
get
gets
this gun and
relocated
go.
lower, it's just gonna be a repeat of what happened earlier. Cool Dog walking into Seer. Oh wow, what a great headshot!
Oh,
What a
okay.
great headshot!
I see
None of
you.
the other
And
Cool
then here
Dog.
comes the
Upper.
Uber.
Yeah, Octa sitting on the window, gonna get blown out. Good
Gun
job
is
by
one for
Pyrus.
die.
Gun.
It does
All right,
die.
flood in. They gotta flood in here.
No one on cart.
There's no one on cart though. The tunnel still holds true for Space Force. Sigafu getting stabbed by Cool Dog. Reverse trade coming in Cinder onto Blue 99. Octa gets a couple cleanup kills, and the defense getting reestablished here.
Waxy taking out Spotlight, dropping him there, and still no one on cart. Spotlight.
Oh,
not
great
having
reflex
anything-
pipe from Joey.
The reflex pipe.
The
is
defense
out too,
reigns
and
true here. Snipe from Cinder onto Kimura. No cart pushes are alive. This will just one last push. It's Rebel versus Sentry Gun and a Heavy. Does get taken out.
Someone
Second
bring in the
hold.
clowns because this is a fiesta of a match. We will be seeing the 2-0 coming out in favor of Space Force.
Don't they gotta
will
push
move
first
out.
though?
Oh yeah, well they
It ain't over till
if
it's
they
over.
cap
Yeah.
first,
Come on,
they have
come on.
44 seconds to cap first. If they can times
Alright.
3 this constantly,
Fence
we're gonna
Alright.
we're gonna have to see a fence hold coming out.
All right. If they
Oh,
cap
no.
this, I'll give you a key. How about that?
I'm broke, sorry.
Oh
Lord.
lord.
He's not paying me enough.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yep, there goes Kumura. He's coming out over the bridge.
The
He's
fence
gonna
hold
get
is gonna
the
come
fence
out.
hold coming out.
Okay, but
dream.
now the proper counterplay to like this kind of fence hold would actually
Existing?
be crits. If you're
You
an
know what
offense.
counters this hold actually? The parachute.
Honestly, you just jump up top right and shoot that thing down.
30 seconds.
I think back when the fence hold was actually meta, I saw my entire team drop 5 players to Nursey in a mix.NAHL. She just jumped up above the shed and just parachuted stickies down on people. And ever since that happened, I knew the fence hold was dead. And I'd be really, really looking to see that come out from Seer right now. I think that'd be hysterical. But
Fence hold was dead for a lot of reasons, and we might see some of those come out here. Again, Space Force, 44 seconds to cap first, and then if they do that, as much time as they
The
need.
crits on
Get a second.
Silo Hunter! They're gonna use it, the Uber comes out immediately out of
Oh,
spawn!
look
We
at that
really
deny.
are in a pup right now. Seer's gonna jump forward and get denied.
Oh,
Spotlight's stuck in the
Spotlight's
pit.
stuck.
He's
Oh,
stuck in there.
DM in pit.
No! He's
He's
fighting
waiting
for
for
first pick! They're fighting for first pick! Oh, and Pyrus is gonna cheat first pick, or choice goes to Spotlight in lower. And with 20 seconds left right now, it looks like we will be seeing the first hold not come in right now, or at least, excuse me, the first cap. The fence hold has done its job. Silo Hunter escaping is an entirely different thing. As Dread coming in with the bomb. Silo Hunter hits one surf, but the gun not able to take him out.
Kimura getting
And,
sniped, the gun will go down. It's still in this card. That's gonna be funny if no one can take it out.
No, it goes down immediately. It got sapped, I believe, out by Feint. So,
Alright.
first has been held. Cost Silo Hunter his life, but they will be moving into second.
Yeah,
and
at least
hey,
Spotlight doesn't have
they're
Uber
gonna
right
have
away.
what, 7 minutes to hold second, so it's doable.
Well,
Yeah, we need some heroics out from Kimura, from Blue. Like, it's possible, you know, fringe possible, but we gotta see everyone step up here. I want to see the tunnel play coming in right now. Dreadnought fighting with Daffodil. Kulog snipes out Cinder, so no sniper threat through upper coming out. Does get killed by Dreadnought on the back end. Feint stab onto Waxy, so that's a big pick. No one to spam the shutter. We're gonna see how aggressive they can get off that.
Silo Hunter's
just-
still
they
on
just- they
crits,
just need
it's
to go,
important to
man.
note, and they are gonna have ad on this, but you want to crits when the shutter is in your favor, not against it. So Silo Hunter with
They
the
should
crits
shoot
right
the
now.
window. They're just
Laser
gonna walk
beams?
up Blue and crits him in.
Laser
They're 100%
beams?
gonna walk him up.
Yeah, here it comes. They're using, and Silo Hunter still
Okay.
hasn't used yet. He's going to
The
escape.
post
Can he escape? They use
Dreadnought,
it now.
Dreadnought,
He's going to
Joey!
get Spotlight. The
Sigafu
200
gets sniped, no
IQ.
cart pushers, the gun is up. See, look at Seer down there, 7 HP.
Oh, but he's gonna get taken over the rescue.
Wait, that
Ranger.
play
The
was
200
genius.
IQ play coming out of Silo Hunter and Waxy, winning the Uber versus crits fight on defense in upper. So I've been saying I've wanted crits in upper. This is not
got it.
how I wanted it, but I don't think I can complain.
Yeah, we definitely got it. Daffodil goes on a reflect rocket from Joey. They move their part on tunnel to really get some space for this card to move. It's always a good move. Help your flank out. Look at Blue 99 playing out here on cart patrol duty. Just sitting there. They have to
You know what
call
would
it.
make this game complete for me? I want to see Pyrus put on the jetpack and help tunnel and then fly out into
Don't peek
upper.
that, Cinder's looking upper.
Oh god, he can't hear us. He has AirPods in.
Sigafu dying to
Sigafu.
cool dog, no cart
Yeah.
pusher, but really just waiting for Uber here. Okay, Waxy keeps daring Cinder to shoot him in the head in the upper shutter, and I want to see him do it
Yeah,
again.
Silo Hunter's still on crits. The play actually was he should have picked up Spotlight's Uber in upper
Is that
after
legal?
the crits. Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the Medbeam drops. Here comes
Spike,
Feint. Not gonna find
Knife
anyone, but the
melted.
crits gets
They forced?
forced somehow.
Wait.
I guess
Wait.
that was a panic pop.
respect. You
Not
gotta
the right
respect
medigun.
that.
And now
for
we're
that
gonna
to do
have
much,
and
but-
now we're gonna have crit stickies on the shutter that I don't think are gonna do too much. Cinder trying to go for the peak right now. Blue staring him
Look at
down.
Oh, he misses!
He's in.
Oh, they
Oh,
popped him with the
no,
heavy.
he's not.
They gotta get. The gun is the last hope here.
Pyrus not able to deny. He hasn't
Silo
taken
Hunter
any
goes down,
damage yet.
Pyrus goes down. Great pipes
Definitely
from
goes
Seer.
down. Kumura now.
Hey,
I
Get
saw
this
him
gun.
Hey,
at 2v9
Kimura.
before.
Oh,
Joey
God.
turned
Oh.
and Seer. All going down. Oh no, Cinder snipes out Kumura from tunnel though, so
The
that
gun
gun
gets
is
sniped
gonna
as
go
well.
down.
This realistically should be the last hold. Should be over after this.
Waxy
Upper's
jumping
held, cards
upper.
being pushed.
Gonna get some damage in.
Oh, Octa's in with the
chasing him
fist.
with the fists.
Oh, get him! Get in there, big boy!
Yeah,
The vaccinator's out.
the vaccinator, the clutch plays, the bullet resistance.
Wait, that's
stopping
actually
any
so good.
headshots. Octa's
He's not
still
gonna
in
die
with
with
the
the
fist, still not
Oh, he
dead.
died after. Dreadnought, fantastic double kill.
Octa's still alive. He's finally gonna get taken
There goes
out
the
from
cart.
cart. He's gonna get capped, and that will be the victory for Space Force. Actually coming in now. We kind of knew it was coming after
Yeah.
that first half.
Hey, that
but,
was the best. That was the price of admission there at the end.
yeah, it really was. Glad we got to see that going on. But Space Force will be the winner of, I guess, this mini wildcard event.
Gauntlet.
Moving into playoffs as a whole, they will be the 4th seed coming into playoffs, meaning that they get matched up against Rewind for the first week of playoffs, which will be next week, and we'll be seeing K&D take on Empire as well. Likely going to be casting that second match, I believe, as we saw
Second and third
K&D
seeds.
should be seeing those as I believe the top 2 seeds for Invite are a decent margin above the rest of the teams, but what a wild 2 weeks we've had so far.
Yeah. Any hopes that the Flow had to really make it to this playoff format? They did a good job week 1. Cannot really hold up that performance in week 2. Either way, Space Force, they do look very convincing with their wins here. They didn't really struggle to dispatch the upstarts in the Flow.
Main issue though is that coming in against Rewind next week, that is a significantly different caliber of team where, Spotlight dying that many times in upper is not going to cut it against Rewind. If that happens, they're going to be getting steamrolled because Rewind is a team that really knows how to take momentum and then roll with it. K&D as well. So there's good plays out of them.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we may be able to see either Space Force or Empire, kind of come up big and surprise and bring a challenge to one of these two teams. And they really weren't challenged during the regular season by anyone other than each other once Space Force, once K&D, started main classing after their week 1 loss to Space Force. But it feels like any kind of post-game analysis we do right now isn't going to have any meaning after that.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot you can say. I guess in some respect to the Flow, I mean, it's kind of hard to come back from like a 3-0 loss and then you get held on second twice in a row. Like, it's definitely heartbreaking considering what you did last week for sure. Saw a lot of good things. Unfortunately, tonight I think we saw more bad than good. Well, I think.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I do want to just again, you mentioned props to them, and really just again want to follow that up. I mentioned it in week 1, but most of these players haven't played in Invite before. I believe they kind of got forced to move up, but unlike a lot of the other teams that lack the balls to stay up and endure one of these seasons, the Flow really stuck through it. They only took that one round in the regular season, but they were able to come out and take a win off of Fast Forward, and at least maybe we'll see a fantastic grand finals matchup. But unless there's some really interesting things going on with the RGL script, when I think back on this season, I'm gonna think back on the Flow taking that victory against Fast Forward last week. So I think that they've made their mark on this season, even though their run ends here. And I just look forward to future seasons where we'll see some of these players again, players like Kumora, players like Cool Dog. Blue 99 had some good plays in upper, and again, it's kind of a bit of a eulogy for them here, but their TF2 careers are not over. It's really just the beginning, I would say.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
we are going to have Spotlight and Cinder coming in from the victorious Space Force to give us some interviews. So first things first, Spotlight, what was going on in upper there?
Cinder, I told you he was gonna ask this.
All of us were like, the first question they're gonna ask Spotlight, what was that Uber?
Okay,
not just that Uber in particular. What was everything going on? Cool Dog.
Yeah,
Was,
that's where the majority of the map was played.
oh
so.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I died. All my deaths were to Cool Dog, except one drop to Waxy. I don't know. I couldn't catch a break. The pop, like I was actually nervous in this game, so like my fingers were shaking. And I kind of just popped. I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for that.
Tread. I've done the same thing.
I did the same thing 2 seasons ago. Yeah, and then Waxy got 2 drops on me. One of them was like, I was like, damn, like I really should have popped there. And the other one, they were 1-up, and it was just him and upper, and he threw a stick on me at spawn and dropped me. That was like the most crazy thing ever.
Yeah, and you talk about being nervous, but really this was as decisive a game as you can get. 3-0 on Viaduct, 2 second holds on Swiftwater.
I guess so, but some parts were definitely hairy, I would say.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask, what
Like-
you guys? Good.
I was gonna say, like the second round of product, we were down by like 2 minutes at one point, and then they held us at second on Swiftwater for like 4.5 minutes. So like it wasn't like an early roll at all. I think they gave us a decent fight.
Yeah, they definitely did, perform decently, and you guys did definitely show that you really put them down handily, and you should really have confidence going to the next round of playoffs. You definitely proved you are a top 4 invite team. Don't know how well you'll be able to do against Rewind. I'll be rooting for you. I want to ask, what do you guys think about the maps that came through?
I think
So-
it. Oh, sorry, you go ahead. You got. I talked a lot.
Yeah, so as far as the 3 maps that were decided, so we're very confident on Product. I think that's going to be a map that we're going to be looking forward to playing against any team going forward. I think that we have the coordination and the DM to beat any team on Product. It was a bit unfortunate that we had to play Swiftwater. We weren't looking incredibly forward to it, but that's just how it went because that's the map they were trying to pull for. And then as far as the third map upward, we didn't really get to play it, so oh well.
I think the maps kind of did favor us in the end though, because they were not really like two huge upset maps. They were kind of just like, if you play better on them, you win regardless.
What was were you guys just really confident on Swiftwater coming into that? Because I feel like at least us on the cast, we were very aware of the Flow's performance last week. So if I might have just, granted, I don't know how you guys feel about the maps. I might have just said, okay, this looks like the only map that they can contest with another invite team on, ban that out. But it looks like you guys correctly called that you guys could take them on Swiftwater, and ended up working out.
So as far as letting them pick Swiftwater instead of banning it, this team, like, the Flow was definitely, they looked incredibly impressive on their last match against Fast Forward, because there was a comeback victory, and that the first round that they won, the second half was just like seconds away from Fast Forward winning. So like this team definitely had the composure to win on Swiftwater, but we kind of analyzed how they played a little bit, and I figured this would be a better fit for us than other maps, because I think they banned Borneo, which would have been our pick if they allowed us to go there. But in the end, we let them play Swiftwater, because even though that they did show up against Fast Forward, I felt like we had a decent game plan going in, and we know how the Flow plays, so we weren't caught off guard like Fast Forward was against them.
Yeah, plus I think we're just decent at Swiftwater overall. Like, we've never been super terrible at it. I think we're just worse at Lakeside, that's why we ended up banning that instead.
Gotcha. And I guess moving forward to, you guys are now slotted in to play Rewind next week. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Since they are coming in as the first seed, I think there's a case to be made that K&D is probably the strongest team overall this season. But Rewind has definitely had a very dominant season so far, and they are going to be a tough order for you guys to take on. So not gonna ask you to give away your map picks or any secret strats, but how are you guys feeling about that?
I'm gonna kick Rain's ass.
Yeah, that's my old team, so I'm really excited to play against them and see how we do. We've done well in scrims against them before, and we've also done well against other like the Empire and stuff like that. So I think there's a chance, honestly.
In all seriousness, I'm looking forward to it, because I think when we played that team on Upward, that just sort of like we kind of crumbled towards the end, and we've since gone under a pretty drastic roster change with adding Feint. And Feint has been absolutely huge for us. And then obviously Spotlight has just been, he's stepped up where we needed it, because like having a very competent medic has just made this entire season, it just made a huge difference. So
you want to shout out Fuzzy too, at an incredible half on product tonight,
God.
and then just did really good work in tunnel as well.
Okay, so you know how we said he had 3 deaths on product?
Yeah.
He had 13 on Swiftwater. He bottom death Swiftwater. Period.
Competent medic on Spotlight, huh?
So
hey man.
As far as Fuzzy, I mean, Blanket had to sub out. He has a hand injury, so we were taking a look at our roster, and it's like, okay, Fuzzy had ring for us a few times. He's on our roster, so he had subbed in a few times, and he was showing himself promise. So I think that what I wanted to do, instead of ringing a top tier scout, I want to have Fuzzy, I want him to actually be put into the spotlight, no pun intended, and
got him.
I want him to be put into that forefront so that people know who he is. So moving forward, Fuzzy is a name that I think people will know. So huge shout out to him. He absolutely showed up on tonight and was instrumental for us winning.
Definitely, and I do want to point out your top fraggers for that payload half was a 3-way tie between Octa, Dreadnought, and you, Zoe. So what do you guys think about Dreadnought's performance? I really want to focus on him, because he was going off at the end of that Swiftwater half.
Every time we needed a pick or something, he just found a way to get it. Like, we were down numbers or we'd lost our medic, he found a way to turn that around for us, which was something, you can't ask more from a soldier than that.
Yeah, honestly, we going into this match, we were thinking about switching upper soldier. I'll reveal a little bit. We had Kill play for us, and Kill is fantastic, and we were thinking about it, but I had a last second change of heart. You know what? Dreadnought's played for us the whole season. We know that he's capable. We're putting it in. and Dreadnought absolutely came to play. So I'm very, very happy with how he played. And speaking of the other guy who top fragged Octa, he's playing lights out. He's playing fantastic for us, and very happy that he's keeping up his form for his last season of Highlander.
Ooh.
Yeah, every time you let Octa or Cinder get set up, it's really hard to take them down. Like, every time I'm in a pinch or something, I feel like I can just put the beam on Octa and he'll get like a 3k or something. It's kind of just like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, we saw him do that a lot, where even, when the flow was pushing into upper on second and they got some frags, Octa was always managing to stay alive and then would come back in the post fight and pick up at least 2 kills every time, it felt like, and really, even that out.
Yeah, and speaking of Cinder, with your 52 frags on that payload half, you got double Gertz frags. Were you owning him, or was it Feint winning the SVS for you?
Feint was winning the SVS. I had a pretty rough pregame. Kamanglia was being Kamanglia, so I was kind of going into this game a little tilted, but took a few deep breaths, and honestly, just having a player of Feint's caliber on your team allows me to do so much, and also with Dread and Fuzzy absolutely they're just going ham on the flank. It opens up the game for me. So like on Swiftwater, it allowed me to go into tunnel multiple times, run up to where like you hold on first as defense, and just getting some cheeky picks onto their flank. So having like just this team around me is just enabling me to like actually perform really well. So I think that's the real answer of how I got 52 frags in this game.
Yeah, very strong performance from all of you.
You know what, Zoe?
Yes.
I think you cheat.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Let's see those demos.
You heard that, Blue 99. Request those POVs.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I do
Hot
think that
form drama.
that's some good questions here, but I do think we are going to be wrapping it up soon. So, Zoe and Spotlight, any kind of shout-outs, closing remarks, thoughts on the game, trash talk to Rewind, or anyone else in the league you want to throw out?
Well, I'm excited to play against my old team, so I want to see how that goes. So good luck to you, and shout out to Townsy and Cloud because they asked for one.
Shout out to the casters, Alto and Zag, former teammates of mine. Technically, Zag is still a teammate of mine.
Yeah. You guys gotta get me a 3rd place medal.
Oh, we're going to. Shout out to Fallen Lord for being the best person on the planet, and to Rewind, we're gonna kick your ass next week. So
Let's go.
All right, so the gauntlet has been thrown down. The glove at X's feet, waiting there should they pick it up. Should be a good match next week. Again, not sure which match we'll be casting yet, but let you guys know soon once we do. Zag and Witness, any kind of closing remarks you guys have?
Very strong performance seeing out here from Space Force. Really looking forward to what they can bring next week. I think we're gonna have a really close match.
I mean, nothing really. I think next week we're gonna have some pretty good matches going on, pretty good cast. I think it's gonna be a little bit more competitive than what we saw tonight.
Hopefully.
Both teams played pretty well, though. I think we saw a nice showing from a new invite team, and I think Space Force moved up from advanced last season, and they're showing a lot of promise. So I think next week we're gonna have some nice Highlander action.
I do want to give one more shout out. I'm
What's up?
super sorry. I have to give a huge shout out to the Flow before I say anything.
Absolutely.
They absolutely came out of nowhere. They went 0-5, and trust me, I know better than most people what it's like to go winless in a season. So I have to give like a huge shout out to them. They showed a lot of resolve, and I'm really, really proud of the game that they took last week against Fast Forward. By the way, Spoo lost to the Flow. I hope that the Flow keeps an invite and they keep the score, because they have the potential to start becoming like a pretty solid invite team if they keep the core together and work on things.
Also, they improved so much over the season, like individually and as a whole. Like they just played a lot better throughout the season, which is really cool to see. Which is another reason people should move into invite and stop saying in advanced.
Definitely a strong message there.
Yeah, I mean, I can back that up with personal experience as well. The first time you play in a division that's above your skill level, you're just forced to learn so much, and you just have to get better. Survival of the fittest. And having been on a team that pretty much moved up a bunch of seasons in a row with like 5-3, 4-4 records, you're not always winning. You're not always in that experience of like a playoff chase. But I don't really think that matters when you're learning every day. You're having huge.
Oh my god.
Am I bugging out?
Yeah,
You,
it was for a
you,
second.
you
It was the
spiked.
loudest one yet.
The demon in your mic came out.
The demon.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I just
new
get so
Alto was an alien.
passionate about TF2 players improving that lost control of myself. But yeah, it really is something that I think everyone should be doing, and at least playing against top level players at least once. You know, you say, oh, I don't want to get rolled by K and D, but if you really take a step back and look at what they're doing, you can say, wow, these guys are so well practiced. You know, them and Rewind have done so much together, and you know the way they play is really impressive to see. And just because you're on the receiving end of that doesn't mean you can't learn from it and improve on your own. So I think it happened again, judging by all the what faces in chat. But yeah, I
Alrighty.
think
that wraps it up.
that'll do it for us. And big shout out to Dolphin as always. So hearts in the chat for him. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.